Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Friday, February 21st. Just got back from Friday night sparring. I got hit a couple of times, I gotta say. But it's fun. I'm the oldest guy in there by far. And everybody always says, oh, you're in such good shape I'll be 68 in April. But let me tell you something, man. Age is age. I could understand how Mike Tyson felt. Not that I'm trying to say I'm Mike Tyson. I'm definitely not. But when you get in that ring, man, like I'm fighting with guys a lot younger than me. And when you get in that ring, like my cardio, everything, it's just like, but I do the best I can. Anyway, it's fun. It's good to get beat up a little bit. See that? Anyway, let's talk about today. It was a shocker, I have to be honest, because, and I'm still not quite sure what the catalyst was. I don't try to ascribe meaning to daily market moves. But this was a rough day. I mean, this was down big and never really had a bounce. It went through basically 3 support levels in the S&P that I had. You know, one at 60.75. This is March future, 60.75, 60.53, and 60.14. We ended up around there. The fiscal flows are good. As a matter of fact, you know, just checking again, when the daily treasury statement that came out earlier today after the close, as a matter of fact, fiscal flows are, they're trending higher, both leading flows and net transfers. So I'm just going to say that whatever spooked the market today, that is a temporary emotional reaction. I have to go. I got to stick with my core analysis, which is the flows. And if I see the flows start to decelerate or contract, right? I mean, that's basically last year I was already saying in the fourth quarter of 2024, I said, be prepared for 2025. I mean, you could go back and watch my videos from the end of last year. I said, 2025 is going to be a surprise for many people because the bullish environment for the economy could really fade away. And I gave points on that. I said, you got smaller increases in Social Security. You had Fed rate cuts, which that stopped, okay? But I do see some small drop, at least in T-bill interest rates. But overall, interest income transfers are up. I said, and the big wild card was going to be what happens in Congress with the budget and how much spending cuts and how much tax cuts. So I said, be prepared. 2025 could fool a lot of people. Just like, remember in 2023 when everybody was saying there was going to be a recession, I was the one who was saying as long as Congress raised the debt ceiling, there wasn't going to be any recession and the market was going to go to a new all-time record high. And that's exactly what happened. So, but until I see some concrete evidence of a slowdown in the fiscal flows, I mean, they're very, very strong. So the monetary condition of the economy right now, it's positive. I mean, there's plenty of liquidity, there's plenty of money in the economy, but you can have these days when some headline, as a matter of fact, I saw something today on that blog, Zero Hedge, something about a new coronavirus, which has pandemic possible potential and coming out of China again. And supposedly when that news item hit the wires, that's when the stock market started to tank. All right. That's the only thing I could see which might have been a catalyst for today's sell-off. So again, I'm gonna go on the record here, and I'm gonna say that this is a correction. We just made a new record high in the S&P and the Nasdaq, not in the Dow. So we came down about what 1.7%. Let's call it 2% from the highs. It's not that terrible. We just made a new record high. So as long as the monetary condition stays the way it is, I can't get bearish. I mean, I have to stick. If I start going like, well, maybe this is happening over here. For me, like I always say, that's the core of everything. That drives everything. So as long as that is still in a positive environment for the macroeconomy, I can't get bearish. As a matter of fact, I was buying stock into this dip. I had, I talked about this yesterday, how, you go fishing, you throw the line out with the bait. If you hook something, great. If not, you go home, you had a nice day, you do it again the next day, or you leave your lines out there. Well, I hooked some stuff today, actually, which they were resting limit orders that I had put in several days ago, and the market was down big today, so I got filled on a bunch of stocks, which I'm happy about. I mean, that's how I do it. I explained the whole thing yesterday that, I stick with good companies, leaders in their industry with a long track record of profitability. Hopefully, maybe they pay a dividend, good management, blah, blah, blah. And as long as the macro environment is positive, when the market sells off, I'm always a buyer. So that's my summary of today. All right, I don't see this as any kind of a fundamental change in the condition of the economy. I do want to caution again, so you guys don't come back to me and say, because a lot of times you guys come back to me and say like, oh, Mike's drinking the Kool-Aid again. I mean, I said in 2024 in the fourth quarter that watch out for 2025 if these conditions, if these things develop. So far, they haven't really developed. We haven't had any more rate cuts. Fiscal flows are increasing over last year. Congress hasn't come out with the new budget yet, so we don't know what the magnitude of the tax cuts and the spending cuts are going to be. All right. So don't say I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, because I said in late 2024, just be careful about 2025. People could be, but I wait until I see that these things are developing. I always say you don't have to gamble because they tell you what they're going to do. And we see that in the numbers. I see that every single day in the numbers. So I don't know what else to tell you. But I will say this. This is what I was going to say before I kind of sidetrack. I'm still a little bit concerned about April and May. And that's because I talked about this yesterday. I've been talking about this. I'm the guy who always gives you in advance, a quarter in advance, 6 months in advance, even a year in advance. April, you got your normal tax drain, which is always bearish. And May, you got that IRS tax extension for the hurricane-affected areas, of which I got that. May 1st, those filings are due, and if any monies are owed, that's due. So you're going to have a back-to-back tax drain. May, we're going to get another quarterly interest payment. But like I said yesterday, this quarterly interest payment we got this week on Tuesday, it was a big leading payment, but the net amount was small. It was like $34 billion from an $89 billion leading flow. The net after taxes was only $34 billion. It was small. So I'm putting that out there. So when it comes April, if the market starts going down, don't say to me, hey, Mike, back in February, you were bullish and ha, 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 look at what's happening. I said, be careful when we get into that period, and I'm sure I'm going to be talking about it more. But from now until then, I just see this as another buying opportunity. So that's it for today, man. Friday night, just got home. I didn't even have time to jump in the shower yet. I'm going to jump in the shower. This guy was pretty good that I fought tonight. He said it was his first night, but after that I asked him because he was good. And I said, well, maybe it's your first night here at this place, but have you boxed before? And he said, yeah, I did a little bit. You know, when they say that, I did a little bit. You know, he had all the stuff. He had the shoes. He had everything. So like when people say, yeah, I did a little bit, they did more than a little bit, okay? They want to make it seem like, oh, I'm not so good. And then, you know, you get in there with them and actually they're very good. So, and he was a bigger guy. He was more like my size. A little bit smaller, but, you know, he's not like these very young guys that I've been boxing. And they're good too, man. They're, you know, they got better cardio. They're faster than me. You know, I'm an older guy. So, age, baby. Age. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Have a nice Friday. And I don't know if I'll be seeing you on Monday because I'm going to be traveling. But maybe I'll do one over the weekend. Please like and subscribe and go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. Thanks and have a good rest of the evening, afternoon, whatever. Bye.